I always compare Yankee Stadium to like Broadway. The Garden's got to be the same way. Like, people want to come in and do cool shit. Yeah. And it's up to us to defend our ground. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody's going to come in here and hit 3 home runs on me because that's going to lead Sports Center. You don't want somebody to come in the Garden and score 60 because that's going to lead Sports Center. You know what I'm saying? So it's always just like defending the legacy of being a Knick, being a Yankee. I don't know if the Mets have that, but like, you know what I'm saying? It's defending that. Champion in my vein, all of this came not by luck. Going too crazy in the stadium, got the city going nuts. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of The Roommate Show presented by BetMGM. We got Matty Ice here. We got the captain of New York, JB, over there. And we have Baseball Hall of Famer, a 6-time All-Star, Cy Young winner, ALCS MVP, and World Series champion, CC Sabathia, with us today. So we appreciate you coming on the show.
Of course. Thanks.
Yes, that was applaud for you, but that was applaud for you.
Yeah, I knew.
You did good. You did good today.
Not myself.
Yeah, because a lot of it, I try to like paraphrase.
Can you say CC Sabathia like 3 times fast?
Nah, I can't. It's gonna sound crazy. But well, we appreciate you coming on the show. What's it like playing in Yankee Stadium? It going there, it looks like a vibe.
It is. As a visitor, it's intimidating.
Really?
Yeah, especially in the old stadium. Like, the old stadium was, I mean, you knew Babe Ruth and Mickey Mantle and those dudes played in that stadium. I feel like the new stadium, like you said, is more of a vibe, and we're like building that legacy in the new stadium, and like, you know, that intimidation where people want to come in or people come in and feel the vibe of, you know, New York and how good we are. But yeah, on a random Tuesday against Kansas City in May, there's no other place to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's pitching in the Bronx was probably the highlight of my career for sure.
I have a question. That same was for you. He says every time he was like, whenever I have a question, I always say I have a question. But for people that don't really watch baseball, tell them the difference between like a regular season game in, like I said, May and a playoff game in end of September or October. Cause I feel like people just looked at baseball like, oh, it's always the same.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize the difference until I went to a playoff game.
You know what's crazy is that you don't know the difference either until you in New York. Like, that's the effect of playing in New York, Boston, I think Philly, maybe LA or like that. Where you playing on these coasts where it's just magnified. Everything is bigger. You know, I always compare Yankee Stadium to like Broadway. The Garden's got to be the same way. Like, people want to come in and do cool shit. Yeah. It's up to us to defend our ground. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody's going to come in here and hit 3 home runs on me because that's going to lead Sports Center. You don't want somebody to come in the Garden and score 60 because that's going to lead Sports Center. You know what I'm saying? So it's always just like defending the legacy of being a Knick, being a Yankee. I don't know if the Mets have that, but like, you know what I'm saying? It's defending that because people want to come in and like, you know, they want to do some dope shit in New York.
That's what people don't realize. Like, for us, obviously playing in MSG, like every game, like it's the best. But then people don't realize, like, there's guys, like, especially teams like Western Conference, when you only go to MSG once. And like, if you're banged up a little bit the game before that, like you play the Nets or somebody or like DC, you're like, you know what, I'm gonna sit this one out, man. I gotta get to the Garden healthier. That's how we've, like, especially being in the Western Conference and being with guys, like, they be like, yo, I gotta make sure I'm.
Is there any other place like that? Like, do you guys go somewhere and it's like, or like Staples, like, not, what is it? I don't even know what it's called anymore.
It's Staples.
Yeah.
Staples Center, is it like that, or is it like players that you guys get up for, but it's not an arena like MSG?
No, I would say like
not a venue like that.
Not a venue like the Garden. If there's any other place, it would be. It's crypto now, but LA. But not really. I would say the only place that could rival it is maybe LA.
What about TD Garden?
I mean, we're going at least twice a year. We're talking about like going to like the West.
Yeah. Got it.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Yeah, there's no, because like
TD Garden's another great venue.
yeah.
That's Boston.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Boston. It's
Yeah,
Boston.
yeah.
Yeah, and it's funny because like you said, it's we love playing, but guys they get up for that one. So you don't know how many times. Well, I mean, actually, before I got to New York, I had like my career high.
Josh had a career high in
rebounds.
rebounds.
I had like I should have had 20. I had 19, and then some little annoying fat bruh drew 3 fouls on me. I fouled out, dog. I was so mad.
Me?
Yeah, bro. I fouled you 3 times that game, bro. You was unethical that game, bro.
You were
I
fouling.
think the worst one was was my last one I fouled out. I think I just like ran into you on something like I really didn't have to. It might have been like an offensive rebound or a loose ball, and I just ran into you. I'm just like, and you ethically flopped. You ethically fell down.
I'm mad you refuted the fouling, but you just let him call you fat. That was great.
He was like, this fat,
like,
okay, unethical. Wait, hold on. Wait a minute. I am ethical. But yeah, you see, Andre Drummond went 3 for 3 on threes.
That same game when he had 19 rebounds, I think Jeremy Grant had 44, 47. He has 40-some.
He had 40.
Something on like 20.
He had like 44.
He had like
20 free throws.
Something free throws.
But in the garden,
yeah.
like, so he'll tell that story forever.
Yep. Anthony Simons had like 45 that game, or like 48.
He did? I gotta look this up.
I think so, bro. But it's like, dog, obviously, you have like, the best players in the league, like obviously they always get up for that game. But then you always have like the role players, like, like guys like me, that's like, okay, we're in MSG, like we get to do this once a year.
Yeah.
So let me go out there and even if you banged up, you're a little sore back to back, it don't matter. So I can only imagine it being there because I was there in October, and that's what really got me hooked on like Yankees and this playoff baseball.
Oh yeah.
Jeremy Grant had 44, Nurkic 20, Simons 38.
We had 38.
Wow.
Josh had 10 and 19.
10 and 19.
That's such like a Josh Hart Portland stat line.
Yeah.
10 and
Jesus.
19.
And we won in the overtime too. We won.
Yeah.
See how you remember everything about that
I
game
remember
because
that
it was
one.
in the garden.
Yeah. And
Like if that game was in Portland, you probably wouldn't remember every detail about it.
Josh wouldn't have played.
I'd say, yeah, probably. The moment that I really read. I'm not gonna.
Jesus.
Yeah, I butchered that part. That I remember from that game. It might have been the first quarter, or was the second? It was the first half for sure. And they started booing.
Us?
Yep.
Oh.
And I was on the bench. I was like this. They were booing. I was like, damn, they with us, huh? Like it was. That's when I was like, okay, New York is really, really different. Because that was like the first time I was like, oh, they booing y'all. Like,
Yeah, I call it holding, like they hold you accountable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
there would be times I'd be in this time right now, like the season's not in, and I'm coming off vacation or on vacation, and I'm like, damn, there's gonna be a game in like May or June that I'm gonna have to pitch a big game against Toronto or Boston, or you know what I mean? Like, it's just always in the back of your mind that you always have to be up and ready for these fans or for this region because they're gonna hold you accountable. Because every year is different. They don't care about the last year. If you didn't win a championship, it was a failure, and you need to go out and perform every single year. And I always kind of felt that pressure on your back, and nowhere else I feel like do you feel where you're performing or working out or doing what you can to please the fans.
What's one matchup that you enjoyed? Like you knew you're like, all right, this is one of my tougher matchups. Like pitching against, like who was like one of those guys? Like, I don't want to say like, because I know as a player, as a competitor, you're not like nervous for it, but like you're just like, damn, I know I got to be on my A game. Man,
there was a bunch. There was Manny Ramirez is probably the best. Like the guy that I knew that I wasn't going to get out, but I felt like I had I always felt like I had a plan.
Yeah.
And every time the plan never worked. But he was just, he was always one step ahead of me. Mm-hmm. And then after the game, he would always, we had a really close relationship. We're really cool. And after the game, he would always call me and tell me where I made a mistake, tell me where I wasn't thinking about what he was thinking about because he would give up pitches. Like, he would sit on one pitch and say it was my slider. So he would wait until there was a big situation. He would even let me throw that pitch for a strike, not swing at it. And then there was a big situation late in the game. I'm going back to that pitch thinking that he's not thinking about it. And that's it's a 2-3 run homer. And he would just play that game. He would wait to go 1 for 4 to have it be that big homer, which is, insane.
It's absurd, yeah.
It's absurd to be able to do that and be that good to be able to execute.
I'm curious because in basketball, I feel like obviously defense is incredibly important, but offensively, these guys have gotten so good that the best scorers in the league they're just going to score, right? And you can do your best to stop them. I know you just kind of mentioned like, you're like, I don't know if I'll get him out, but I'll do my best. Has a similar dynamic emerged in baseball on either side where either like the pitchers are so good or the batters are just so good that you kind of have to just be like, I'm going to take what I can get?
I think right now is what you're seeing where everybody's, worried about, contact and putting the ball in play. And, the league's hitting 240 as a league, but it's the pitching is, these guys are so good. Mm-hmm. They're throwing the ball, a lot harder than we ever threw. They know how to spin it. They understand how to repeat it every single time. And I think, I think there has to be an adjustment on the philosophy of hitting, not just the way people hit, the way people swing, just going back to trying to put the ball in play. Like, we grew up in an era where it was put the ball in play. The lineup was constructed in a way where you had the power hitters in the middle and then everybody else played a role. Now the whole lineup is full of guys that just hit homers. Mm-hmm. And it's a different philosophy. So with the way these guys, how hard they throw, the way they spin it, you have to go back to being able to just put the ball in play. You look at what Toronto did this year.
Just about to say that.
That's why they were able to, they whooped our ass all year. And that's why they were able to go so deep and really play against a team that they were outmatched. You know what I mean? If you look at that, if you look at the roster compared to the Dodgers, they were kind of outmatched. But the brand of baseball that they play, it's hard to beat. And it took every ounce of the Dodgers' talent to pull off that World Series because of the philosophy that Toronto has of hitting.
That's funny because I was actually just going to ask you about that because I felt like watching that series, it was like we were trying to hit homers. Like, that's all it was. Yeah. And their whole thing was just we're going to put it in play. Like, we're going to make you guys play defense, and it was countless errors, but it was just simple.
And if you look at like who they did it against, it was Cam Schlick. It was our best guys.
Yeah,
that other teams couldn't touch, but they were able to put the ball in play against Shohei. They were able to, put the ball in play. They're just one of those teams that they're not going to strike out. And I think that philosophy has to be league-wide to be able to see where, hitters be able to kind of do what they're supposed to do, not hit 240. I think Judge hitting 350 in a league right now where everybody's hitting 240 is insane.
So what would your plan be against Toronto? Like, pitching-wise, what would your plan be?
For me, I would try to put so much pressure. I would just try to fill up the zone, like make them swing.
Yeah.
Because those type of teams, they're going to wait you out. They're going to make you throw the ball over the plate. And they assume that I'm going to try to pitch around them. With those teams, so that would have been Boston back in my day. That would have been New York back in my day before I joined the Yankees. Mm-hmm. And my philosophy against those teams, those older teams, was just try to fill up the zone, throw as many strikes as possible, be aggressive, and get them in counts where, they need to swing, or even get them in swing mode. So I'm throwing a lot of strikes where they're going up there in swing mode. Mm-hmm. Those teams like that, their philosophy is to make you throw the ball over the plate. Mm-hmm. So I have to do that in return to get them to swing, if that makes sense. Yeah. So that, I would just try to fill it up and trying to get in counts where, I could get strikeouts.
With that philosophy, I guess in this instance, is that like a coaching and a front office philosophy and then they go get the roster to match that? Or is it a philosophy because their roster is so good at one thing, they sort of build a strategy around that?
I think it's the players that you have in the room is how you build the philosophy, right? I think, it'd be hard for the Yankees to put that philosophy in play where they have a lot of guys that hit homers and strike out. You know what I'm saying? So I think, at some point, I think some teams try to go out and draft or develop players in a way to fit their philosophy. And I think some teams just, whoever they have in the room, this is how we're going to hit, or this is how we're going to play.
Do you have this thought process when you're watching games? Like, when you're watching that series, are you like, okay, are you able to watch it just as a fan, or as like a pitcher and you're like dissecting at
So
bats?
if I'm watching a Yankee game, I'm watching as if I was pitching it, like because I want them to win. But when I'm watching just the Dodgers in Toronto, then I can watch it like as a fan and appreciate what's going on. But when I'm watching the Yankees, like I'm in it. You know what I'm saying? I hate that about, that I still have that.
You can't turn it off.
I can't, man. And I don't know if you guys would be like that when you're done, but I thought when I was done, I wouldn't. I said the same shit. I would be like, I'm not going to be around baseball. Not going to no game. I'm watching every game.
Yeah.
And I'm there. You see me, I'm there all the time. So it's just something that I can't shut off. And I'm now a Yankee. I'm a fan. So I really care about what's happening. And, so I watch it from an analytic, perspective where I'm trying to figure out how they can get the guys out. But I enjoy watching baseball too, where I can just watch, be a fan and sit there with my kids and just, watch the game, enjoy the game.
I feel like baseball was probably the first sport to really adopt advanced analytics. Obviously, we saw it with like Moneyball, for example. But as a player, is that something that you were aware of when you were playing? Is it something that made its way into the day-to-day conversations at all?
Yeah, it was. I mean, especially at the end of my career, at the beginning of my career, there was always analytics around, right? We always had the sheets and, the hot and cold zones and, who swings at this percentage and first pitch, who's throwing this first pitch. But it was always players giving us that info, whether it was your coaches, older players. When I first came up, I was 20 years old, but there were 40-year-olds in my clubhouse. There were older guys that can teach me, like, this is the numbers you need to look at. You don't need to worry about these. Like, just stay over here. As I got older, it totally flipped, where it was guys coming down from upstairs bringing in information where it was just mind-blowing. Like, there's all these different numbers, all this different stuff where it's hard to decipher what's, for me, what I shouldn't be looking at. I mean, should I even pay attention to any of this shit? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of got right now to where it's so much information. There's so much stuff out there that it can kind of bog you down.
Yeah.
I was a guy, I never watched video. I just wanted to know who was swinging early in the count, who was swinging at the first pitch. And after that, I don't want to see anything else. So I don't want to go watch a bunch of videos of you hitting threes and you dunking and shit. Like, why would I want to watch that? Why would I want to watch videos of Big Poppy hitting homers and
what I'm saying? Watching their highlights.
I want to watch your highlights. I'm not the guy that's on the mound. Like, you're not defending, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I never compare myself to anybody else. So I don't want to watch them hitting homers off anybody else or getting base hits because that's not my stuff. So I would just go out there, read swings and treat every game different. Every game I had a different philosophy, different game plan.
You went to the Yankee clubhouse when you threw the first pitch? Do you remember they had when you walked down, they had like cages and everything, had like the screens and like they had the number. I couldn't really read it, but I just saw it was like a list of numbers. It was like green and like red or something like that. But like seeing all the different stuff that they have there, like by the cages, what pitchers are throwing what and all that stuff. There was like a huge wall of just like stuff. So I'm like, I don't know, you've definitely seen that now. Was it like that back when you were pitching? Like,
towards the end,
yeah.
Towards the end, it's just, all that stuff you see down there, that's all in the last 4 or 5 years, where it's the cages and you got the 3 TVs up there and you got, this picture, all the relievers, and then it's so much stuff down there. And when I was pitching, like I would sit down in that area. I never sat in a dugout. I would sit down there. I had this whole setup, but I would sit down there and I would tell them to shut that off. I don't want to see none of that. Like I don't care about, you know what I'm saying? Like turn those off until I go back out. So it got more and more prevalent and like in your face as I got older. But even if you walk through our clubhouse now with the meeting room and none of that stuff was there before when we first came in there. You know what I'm saying? Like
where was the meeting room?
When you first come out of the clubhouse, when you go straight, it was like a big, like auditorium, like meeting room in there.
I don't think I saw that.
Oh yeah, and we like they pretty much meet every day. We didn't meet every day. We would meet like the day of the series start. The pitchers would meet, and then there would be a hitters meeting, and that was it.
Yeah.
Now they meet every single day about every pitcher, every reliever, and all of that. So it's just a different.
Don't they have Don't they have a machine that does all the different like
throw angles,
launch angles of all the
cheating? So like it used to be like the element of surprise, right? If you've never seen me, you get in the box. You've never seen where the ball comes out of. You've never seen my delivery. You've never really seen me standing on the mound. I have an advantage.
Yeah. Now they can use that machine.
That trajectory in the clubhouse where you can literally see me, like, and where the pitches are coming out, and they can set it to my actual pitches because they know the degree and all this different stuff. So like you get to face the guy before you actually face him, which I think is like it loses, for pitchers, the element of surprise is gone.
I'm like, if that were around when you were pitching, I'm curious, how would you combat that? Like, because you don't want to get away from what you're doing and what makes you good, right? Is it just kind of what it is?
First pitch, throw a lefty. You throw a righty.
No, there's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
And like I said, it was around at the end of my career, but I think the one thing that I always did was pitch to my strengths.
Yeah.
Like I can't really change who I am. If a guy's good on, change ups and two seamers, we're gonna see who's better today because that's what I throw. So I throw a sinker and I throw a good change up and a backdoor slider. If you hit those pitches, we're gonna see who executes better today. Yeah. But I can't really change what I do.
Right.
So I think when I learned that when I was like 25, 26, like just stick to what you do well. And it kind of made the game a little easier for me.
Was there a pitcher that either growing up or early on in your career you kind of looked up to, modeled your game after?
When I was young, it was Dave Stewart. Growing up on the West Coast, all those A's teams that were great, he was kind of the ace for those teams. And as I got older, I watched a lot of David Wells. He was a big guy, lefty, threw a lot of strikes, had like a big, curveball slider. So he was somebody that I watched delivery-wise that I tried to kind of emulate and be like.
Who are your favorite pitchers to watch now?
Oh. Man, I love watching Paul Skeens.
I thought that's pretty...
Yeah, that's pretty standard.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, it's malpractice what they're doing to him over there. It's God. Someone has to step in. I don't care if it's the owner, the commissioner,
somebody got to step in.
The president for all damn. Someone has to step in because what he's doing over there and the product.
Wasn't there a stat like he had like? It was. I saw something like he had a lot of like 1-0 losses.
Yeah,
some of that.
He'll give up one run and in those in like 30. It was like 30 games or something, and they were like 4-20.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. It's crazy to be able, like, it's not fun to watch his games because they're not going to score.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they're not going to score, and he's not going to let the other team score. Yeah. I like watching Scooble. Scooble's fun to watch. Schlittler's fun to watch. I love watching Garrett Cole when he's healthy. But, man, I like watching offense. I don't see hit homers. I don't want to watch no 1-0 game. Like, it's the middle of the summertime. I want to see, like, people running the bait, you know what I'm saying? Like, I love seeing offense. I love seeing excitement. I love watching Jazz Chisholm play. Yeah. Like, I like those type of players. I love...
He brings a different type of element to the game.
He does. And I think we need more of that athleticism and more of that just, you don't know what's going to happen when he's out there.
But I feel like a lot of people don't like that, though.
Yeah, because you're going to get... I'll tell you why, because they're going to throw a 95 mile out to your damn shoulder.
Well,
That's why.
I think the game has changed a little bit now where you can express yourself a little more. I think... Jazz playing in the day when I first came up, it wouldn't have been that great for him. But I think now the game has changed. I think, people are able to express themselves, show them, like he's wearing the chains out there. You can do kind of whatever you want. So I love to watch, those type of exciting players play. Jose Ramirez in Cleveland, I love watching him. Vladdy in Toronto are some of my favorite players. But I love watching offense more than I like watching a 1-0 game.
Every sport,
right? You want to see like only time I don't mind low scoring is soccer. Like I'll go watch a soccer match and I don't care about
that's true
what the score is going to be. I just like the game.
Your thoughts on the AL MVP race this year?
I thought they got it right. I thought they got it right. Like I said, I mean, in a time, Kyle Rowley hitting 60 homers catching is incredible. Like that's something. I mean, obviously the most homers that the catcher's ever hit, incredible feat. But Judge hit 350 in a time when the whole league is hit 240. Like you got to compare what he's doing to a Joe DiMaggio and Mickey Mantle. Like he's so much better than everybody else, Shohei included. When you talk about batting average, that there's no way they could have gave the MVP to Kyle Rowley. As great as the year that he had, but I thought they got it right, and I'm happy they did.
Is that biased?
No, I don't think it is. I mean,
I agree with you.
340.
I agree. I agree.
I'm trying to think. What was it? I forgot I'm not sure if it was his bat. It had to be batting average or his WAR. The differential, because Kyle Riley was 2, Judge was 1. The difference between them was the same difference as Cal and the 77th
The
ranked
rest of the
player
league,
in the league.
Yeah. It was a huge gap between Judge's WAR and Cal's WAR and Cal's WAR and the rest of the league. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I guess it is a little biased. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my guy. But no, I think what he's doing, man, I don't want to see people get voter fatigue, especially not in baseball, because it's hard to do what he's doing and putting up the numbers that he's putting up at his size in this city. So
CC in his prime, how are you pitching to him?
He's getting out. I'm getting him out. I'm getting him out, dog. All day. I'm gonna throw a couple close, see what he does. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And see how he reacts. And then we'll go from there.
Watching his BP in the cage before he goes out, it's like his little routine. I think he does. Bro, he hits the ball so damn hard. I feel like the bat cracks every time he hits the ball.
It's loud. It's a different noise. It's a different sound.
I think it was it was hilarious when I went there and I see Stanton. I'm like, he's a little bit bigger. I'm like, Stanton, Stanton's a little bit. He walked out. I said, it was like that Chris Tucker from Rush Hour. Oh, whoa, damn.
Me and Judge took a picture on the field one time, and someone commented, it was like, these two look like they'd be good in the other sport.
Yeah.
Like he was like, he's 6'9", 6'8"?
6'8", like 290, something like that.
He's an easy 290, which is crazy.
Bro,
and he's got the way he plays the outfield, he's got a good arm. Like, he's a super athlete. Play football, play basketball. I think most baseball players, baseball was their second or third sport. Mm-hmm. So that, most of us played, whether it's football, wrestle, basketball in high school, and then baseball is, would always be, that last sport you play in the spring.
So what was your first sport?
Soccer. I was a fat kid. And my dad was a coach before I was born. So I played baseball, and then he wanted me to play football, but I couldn't. It was a weight limit in Pop Warner back then. Oh, yeah. So he was like, "You're gonna do something in the fall." Mm-hmm. So I played soccer until I was in the 8th grade.
What position? What position?
I was a striker, and then as I got older, I went in goal. So by the time I was 14, I was playing like.
You was an overweight striker?
Yeah.
How about you was a big back to the goal guy?
You know what I'm saying? He wanted me to run. And then by the time I was like 9 or 10, they put me in the goal.
You said you was on your Romelu Lukaku?
Exactly. They put me in goal, and then I was there until like 8th grade. And then when I got to high school, I started playing football. But I played all three.
Are you like a PSG supporter or something?
I am. I like PSG. I love PSG. I'm a Chelsea guy, though. Okay, but I'll go anywhere. Like, I'll go watch any match, anytime. I always go at least once or twice in the offseason in the wintertime.
So we're going to World Cup then?
Absolutely.
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely.
I can't wait for that.
I cannot wait.
I can't wait for that.
It's going to be so much fun.
And finals in the Meadowlands?
Finals in the Meadowlands. I think I'm going to go to the opening.
That's going to be horrific.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, here?
Yeah,
100%.
Getting to MetLife is by far the worst place.
We're gonna take a helicopter.
I'm not taking a helicopter. I'd rather just watch on TV.
From the city to the Meadowlands.
Oh my god, no.
No, but yeah, I'm excited for World Cup. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun.
I just knew PSG. I don't know why. He just gave me PSG.
Jordan.
Yeah,
it's the Jordan. That's
what it was.
We're back with our roommates picks of the week, brought to you by BetMGM, where we make it legendary. For each of these, Bills, Broncos, and Rams, Bears. I know, Josh, you said you have Rams.
Bills at Broncos, Rams.
Bills.
Rams are at the Bears.
Bills. Rams are at the Bears.
But that Bears comeback was crazy.
I got the Bills and the Rams.
I think I gotta go with Broncos and Rams, bro. Bills don't got no wide receivers.
All their wide receivers got hurt.
And those are our roommates picks of the week brought to you by BetMGM. Use bonus code roommates to unlock up to a $1,500 new player offer on your first wager at betmgm.com/roommates. Playoffs are heating up, and BetMGM is giving you another shot at cashing in on first touchdown scorers. With BetMGM's second chance promotion, if your pick to score the first touchdown ends up scoring second instead, you'll get your stake back in cash. Just bet on any pro football player to score the first touchdown of the game. If you're right, you win. If your player scores second, you still get your money back. Don't miss out during the divisional round this weekend. And if you haven't signed up for BetMGM yet, use bonus code roommates to unlock up to a $1,500 new player offer on your first wager. BetMGM, make it legendary.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369 in New York. 1-800-327-5050 in Massachusetts. 1-800-NEXT-STEP in Arizona. 1-800-BETS-OFF in Iowa. 1-800-981-0023 in Puerto Rico. 21 and over only. Please gamble responsibly. BetMGM.com for terms. First bet offer for new customers only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Bonus bets are non-withdrawable. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel. This promotional offer is not available in New York, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico.
The Roommate Show is brought to you by Airbnb.
As you know, after each basketball season, every summer Jalen and I go on a Euro trip with our wives, and then we end up meeting up for a weekend.
Meeting up with Josh is my favorite part of the Euro trip.
Oh, I appreciate that, man. Thanks. The first time you've ever said something nice to me.
I agree. You've seen the stories and the posts of the trips, the activities, and the good times, but you haven't seen all the beautiful homes we've stayed at along the way that we've booked through Airbnb. Remember the house that we stayed in Mykonos last summer?
Bro, how could I forget that one? The best things, the pool, the infinity pool that was really overlooking the cliff and the water. It was beautiful. What was your favorite part of the house?
My favorite part of the house, knowing that you were in the complete other side of the house and I had the other my side of the house, like that was probably my favorite part for real.
Spacious house.
Yeah, spacious, very spacious.
Booking a stay on Airbnb is the perfect way to decompress after a long season to make you feel right at home.
Yeah, how can I forget how much candy you stocked in the cabinets? Really made the beautiful kitchen feel at home.
Of course I did. That's one of the best parts of finding a home on Airbnb. Nice kitchens for all the snacks and a beautiful outdoor space to sip my coffee on with you and Shannon.
Making coffee or going to a local coffee shop to bring home?
You know I love me a good local coffee shop. Another perk of booking through Airbnb, finding the best neighborhoods.
Already looking forward for our next trip, bro. Allie and Shannon better get searching on Airbnb soon.
And then you get drafted out of high school.
Yeah,
Now, what is
I got drafted out of high school.
I think we talked to Volpe about this a little bit, right? But like the process of like, what is the process of like that like?
Yeah, so like I said, I played all three all the way through high school, my senior year, and like going into my senior year, I didn't know like if I was gonna get drafted in the 10th round, the 3rd round, the 5th round, but I had a good idea that I'll probably get drafted in baseball. I had a football scholarship to play at Hawaii, so that was my plan. Like I was gonna go play football at Hawaii, and then we get to the spring, and I'm having I had a good football season. We had a really good basketball season. I missed like 6 of the baseball games. And the very first game I get out there, and it's like 60 scouts at the game. And I'm like, oh shit, this is like this is real. Like they're like, it's a chance that I could go really high. So I pitched that game. I threw well through 3 innings. And I was just kind of like, I remember driving back on the bus after that, and I was like, I think I can get drafted in the first round.
Yeah, I'm out, nigga. I'll holler at y'all niggas.
Basically, I was like, oh yeah, no, this is gonna happen. Like I'm gonna make this shit happen. I'm about to make this shit happen. And like I had a great senior season and ended up getting drafted 20th overall. But
Get off the bus. I'm a holler at y'all.
I swear to God, I was on the bus and I was like, after that first game and I saw all them scouts out there, I was like, I think I can make this shit happen. I think I can get drafted in like really high. And do something with it. And, you know, for me at the time, I just needed the money. Me and my mom needed the money. Like my grandmother had just passed away. We were living with her and her Social Security money had kind of ran out. So it was just me and my mom, you know, trying to make ends meet. I get drafted and I was like, even if this don't work out, like I'll take this $1 million. Danny, can't think of this guy's name. Chris Winkie. Had just went to go play baseball, left baseball, and went back to college and played 4 years, won the Heisman, all this shit. So I'm like, oh, like, I can do that. But I just need this $1 million first. And then 2 years later, I was in the big leagues. It was pretty crazy.
Who was it? Colin Murray did that, right?
Did he?
Kyler Murray did that
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
He got
'cause
drafted.
that was before NIL. He had,
That's
crazy.
he had ice and everything. I said, wait, hold on, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Russ got drafted.
Russ
got drafted. Didn't he get
A bunch of
drafted?
Guys.
He got drafted twice, right?
Yep. He got
Yeah.
drafted out of high school, then out of college.
Yeah.
Someone else got drafted and then went back and played football.
Ricky Williams.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Really?
Cedric Benson.
Wow.
Yeah, all
Damn.
got drafted. Adam Dunn, I don't know if y'all remember that name. He was a football player. Got drafted. It was a bunch of. They used to just draft athletes back then.
I'm still trying to understand. So you get drafted, like for
You get
guys
drafted,
like
but you don't have to
Kyler.
go. Is
Yeah,
that
like
true?
you get drafted
You
and
get
then
drafted?
what?
No, I could have went to college.
Yeah, but like for like Kyler, right? So he got bread. Like how,
he got drafted.
He drafted one.
He got drafted in the first or second round. Then he got like 3.5. I think.
yeah, but like how you get that three? Like how do you get that bread if you don't go?
He wouldn't play it, I thought.
I think he played spring ball.
Kyler played some ball.
I think he wouldn't play. I think you have to go and play.
He went for 3 months. Said, I got $1 million a month.
Yeah. No, so I get drafted in June, and then I didn't sign until like the middle of July, and then I didn't pitch in my first professional game until like August. So then I played the rest of that season.
Ninth
He got picked
Kyler.
ninth overall, and he got like 3.5 million.
by the A's.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Does he have stats though? Did he play?
I'll look. He was
Man.
the first player taking top 10 in both MLB and NFL drafts.
That's insane.
That's so tough.
So I know you mentioned you got drafted, and then a couple years later, you said you're in the big leagues. Obviously, in basketball and football, if you're a first round pick, like you're thrust into it right away, kind of. So what was that process like for you, where it's like, hey, I'm a first round pick, but I still have to pay my dues and kind of work my way up?
Yeah, it's tough, especially in baseball. I mean, you go straight to the bottom. Like they drop you off. Like you do the whole press conference in Cleveland, and they give you the jersey. It was great, and then they took me to Birmingham, North Carolina, and it's like they took you to the bushes. You got to find your way back. You know what I'm saying? So it was humbling, especially being 17 years old. I mean, I didn't know how to wash clothes. I had never been away from home. It was a big time adjustment. But having a chance to be in the Cleveland organization, having a chance to meet Carl Willis, and them, I think I was so raw. I hate using that word, but I was so raw that I didn't know how to throw a 4-seamer or a 2-seamer or anything. Like when I got there, my first bullpen, the coach was like, "Hey, let me see 4-seamer, 2-seamer, change up slide." I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Like I hold the ball like this and I throw it. And, I drop down if I want to throw a slider. So when they actually taught me how to throw, I went from throwing 93 to like 98, 100 in like 2 weeks.
Wow.
So it was like everything was just happening quick on the field, and I was just picking up stuff so fast. And I'm like, I feel like I can do this. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't hit really any bumps in the road until that next year, late in the season. So it was kind of like smooth sailing. I hit a bump in the road for like a month, but that was really it.
I got a question.
There you go.
What sport athlete, right, is the best athlete? Like you have basketball players, you have baseball players, you have football players, soccer players. Which athlete
Like overall athletes, you mean?
overall
Like that can
athlete.
do all of it.
Yes.
Are you asking which position, or just what, like a pitcher, or are you just saying the whole sport?
I'm talking about the whole sport. Which athlete in this respective sport is the best overall athlete?
Man, that's a good question. I think basketball players are super athletic overall, probably has the most athleticism, but I don't think it translates to the other sports as well. Like if you see Giannis swing a baseball bat, which I have, shit is hilarious.
It gotta be bad.
Like, I said this earlier though, like all of like baseball, we play everything.
Yeah.
So I feel like baseball players and quarterbacks. I feel like quarterbacks usually have like they're super athletic. They play basketball, they play baseball, golf.
You've said on this
But I'm
pod,
gonna go with baseball players.
you've said on the pod that hitting a fastball or whatever is probably the
What do you
hardest.
think?
Yeah.
A friend of mine who I talk to all the time, we've had this conversation for years, and he's always said like baseball players can do everything. Like they do everything. I'm just like, yeah, they do. They play like the most difficult sport, but I don't know if they're the most athletic.
I wouldn't say
they're not
we're the most athletic, but our
they do the
athleticism
most.
translates
They
to
do the
every
most.
sport.
They can play. They can play every other sport to a degree.
decent.
Yeah, to a degree.
Yeah, for sure.
To a degree.
It probably comes down to coordination, right? I mean, the hand-eye coordination to hit a curveball or a sinker is probably more demanding than.
No, I just think it's like an add-on sport, right? Like I just think it's like something that you just add on. Like if you're a football or basketball player, like you run track in the spring, or you play baseball in the spring. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just baseball is that sport for a super athletic guy that if you need something to do in the spring, that's what you do.
I feel like basketball players just play basketball year round.
Year round, but you have to. I feel like as a young kid though, like I feel like now with AAU and shit, you have to you fall behind.
Yeah. I played basketball year round from like 7th grade on, 6th or 6th grade on.
But I think that's what you have to do to make it. At this point, like I had my 22-year-old, he's a senior in high school. I mean, a senior in college.
I was going to say, hold on.
I mean, you can get that now with the reclassing. You got 21-year-olds in high school reclassing, but no, he's a senior in college. But he went through that whole AAU circuit and all of that, and I feel like him being a dual sport athlete hurt him in basketball. Like me taking him out for the summer to play baseball, that's the biggest time to play in hoop is summertime now.
Yeah.
And the wintertime is the actual season.
The wintertime is when you're focused on like winning, like you're trying to win something with like your team. I feel like the summertime is like
you're hooping.
You're hooping and you're trying to
get notoriety.
Yeah.
But the wintertime is when you like with your high school team,
it's like
and
you're
just trying to win.
You're trying to win the state championship or whatever you're competing for. But like summertime, I feel like you have all these tournaments and stuff. But like there's like the weekends are just like one tournament, or you're playing UIBL and like you play like these 4 weekends and you have Peach Jam. But like you're just trying to get like seen so you can play at the next level. I feel like high school basketball when it's wintertime is just like that's when you're actually trying to win something.
Yeah.
Do you think teams or schools recruit out of high school basketball, or is it all now just in the summertime?
I feel like you get seen,
more summertime.
You get seen on the circuit in the summertime, and when the school is really trying to get you, they'll come see you in the winter when they can. Like obviously they have their season too, but like Coach Wright, when they played like DePaul or Marquette when I was living in Chicago. They came down to see me like either the day before or the day after just to see me real quick. Obviously, Big Ten schools, like they're always around, so like, they will come see. But I feel like if they really are trying to get you, they'll make the time and effort in season.
In the wintertime.
Yeah, in the wintertime.
See, I feel like but like high school baseball, I feel like it's not going to go away, but it's not as important because they all recruit out of the summer tournaments. They all go to Atlanta or wherever the big kids are going to top 150, and that's where they go to recruit. So, like a kid like me growing up in the hood in California, I would have been missed. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't have the money to go play in Atlanta. I don't have the money to go to these big tournaments to get scouted. So I probably would have ended up playing football in this climate, just because it's not, I don't want to call it lazy scouting, but it's just easier for them to go where all the best players are going to be.
So what's the AAU of like baseball? Like,
Perfect game.
When is that time?
Summertime.
Summer, like after the season?
It starts like my son just got his schedule. It starts like Memorial Day and it goes until October. It's not every day like how we play, but it's just certain tournaments. But it's like
weekends.
A couple of weekends a month until October. Is when it kind of ends.
Oh hell no!
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's a long time.
Did your son discover based like how was it? Were you pushing it on him growing up? Or did you find it naturally? How was that process for you?
My youngest son, I tried to get him to quit. Actually, I thought that he was playing because I played and his brother played, and it wasn't really working out for him. He's kind of a late bloomer, and now I'm glad that he stuck with it because he's he turned into a great player. But no, I didn't for it. I mean, that's just what they were around.
Yeah.
I got to the big leagues and had kids so young that my oldest son, that he was in the stadium every day.
That's cool.
Him, Andy Pettit's kids, Andrew Jones's kids. I mean, they were there. Literally, it was a daycare. Joe Girardi let us bring he knew how important our families was to us, so he let us bring them in all the time. So we spent a lot of time. He spent a lot of time in the clubhouse, which was awesome. When I knew it was time for me to retire, when I used to bring him around and he was hanging out with Judge and Hicksy and those guys, they had more in common than I did. So I was like, yeah, it's time for me to go. But no, I never forced it on the family or on him or on them. And it's just kind of like who we are as a family, I feel like.
I do have a question. I know we gotta. I know. Damn it. I was trying not to. I know we're winding down, but I'm curious. Your thoughts on two things. One, PitchCom, and then two, is it this year that they're doing the challenges?
Yeah.
Your thoughts
the
on those?
PitchCom, you mean like the thing in the ear?
Yeah.
Like as a fan, I don't like it because I want to see like if I can decipher what's coming, so I want to see it. But I think it speeds up the game. It helps the game.
Do you think would that have thrown you off if they middle of your career they're like, okay,
No, I think it would have been good because I would have wanted it on my glove, so I could just like whatever I want to throw, we just go. Or my catch. I never shook my catchers off, so whatever they would call it, I would just went with.
Never.
Nope, not one time.
You wouldn't have been who's the dude down in Houston?
Oh, the dude in Houston.
Cross the hell out of his
money.
He's still not signed, right?
Yeah. I think that's why.
That's why. Yeah.
He's one of the better pitchers this offseason.
Oh yeah, that was against the Yankees because Volpe looked like he was like, oh,
that was crazy.
Yeah.
I was pissed off watching that.
He could have played it off, but like the way he turned
around,
that homer's on you.
That was crazy.
He could have played it off a little better.
We can talk about a week in the clubhouse, but damn, dog, the way you just that was insane. But I love ABS, automated balls and strikes.
Yeah.
I wish they would like. I thought that players were going to want to go full ABS.
Yeah,
but they don't. They just want the challenge system. But me, I don't like any umpires. So I would have loved for them just to go full challenge, like take it out of their hands, like let's not even like debate. Like let's get the balls and strikes right every single time.
Do you think it would be easier because obviously it all depends on who to ump it. Like one ump might have a higher strike zone, one might have a lower. Do you think it would just make it simpler for pitchers?
I think it'll make it easier for hitters. I think if we actually had to throw the ball over the plate every single time, hitters would actually have a higher batting average. When you're getting this much here, this, that, and hitters don't really know the strike zone, but if they actually know that you got to throw the ball over the plate, I think it'd be a lot different. I think, the strike zone right now is kind of set up like this, and umpires call it like this. They don't really call those corners. So we would have to, I think to go full, we would have to like change the strike zone and call it in the oval more so than in like a rectangle. But I think if I actually had to throw the ball over the plate, I probably wouldn't be in the Hall of Fame.
I was wondering because it's like it's funny because when you see batters and you're like, one ump might have a higher strike zone. So now like you have one high and outside and it calls a strike. Now you're like, all right, as a hitter, you're like, I gotta protect high and outside. Yeah. But there's no way this is a strike. So you're really. You're really just swing, and then that means
it help a lot. It's hitter to hitter, you know what I'm saying? It's changing all the time. And help even for me, I just want to know if I throw it in that spot every single time, it's a strike every single time.
And it also will help with people not getting ejected. Because a lot of times that's what you're arguing. You're arguing
balls and strikes.
This is ball and strike. So if it's automated,
makes it fun, though. The ejection makes it.
I love the ejections. I love the ejections. I'll be watching. Have you ever seen the dude John Boy on IG?
Oh yeah,
dog. I live whenever there's an ejection or something that goes on. I live for his post. I'm like, yo, he's gonna post something hilarious.
Before we get the fan questions, I had a question. What's one of the unwritten rules that like irks the shit out of you?
I hate when people get mad when guys hit homers.
I was about to say, you better run.
That shit, man. When people get mad and they, like you
better not walk. I dare you to walk.
But why are you worried about if I hit a ball 450 feet, I should be able to walk around. It's hard to hit a baseball. You know what I'm saying? Like I always got mad. I always hated pitchers that got upset. Like throw a better pitch. You know what I'm saying? So for me, the celebrations, like I love to see the emotion and like I said, like a Jazz or, Big G hit a ball and he tosses the bat and he's walking like, I love that shit.
Right.
So
you love that now, but if you was pitching,
no, I have no problem with it. You know why? Because I never saw it. I'm watching the ball. Okay. If a pitcher give up a homer, you watching the hitter, you watching the wrong shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're just looking for that. Like make a better pitch. So I was always for the celebrating and showing the emotion, and I'm glad that it's kind of in the game. And we get, we still get guys mad sometimes, but I love that part of the game.
BK, Rays, Joy. If you're the front office, what are you prioritizing this coming season?
Ooh,
For the Yanks,
yeah.
obviously.
I would definitely love to see them sign Cody Bellinger back. I think he will age well in our ballpark.
Third baseman would be nice.
We traded for a third baseman already. I would love to see them bullpen. They need to sew up the bullpen. Back end in the bullpen. Middle relief guys. So I think the bullpen is going to be a big key, and I would love to see them get Bellinger back. But outside of that, I don't really. I mean, we need the first baseman too. But outside of that, I don't really know what else you can. What else you can do.
Were you surprised by because trade deadline, like the moves that they made with Duvall and who's the Bednar, you were like going out of trade deadline. You're like, okay, yeah, this bullpen is going to be going to be it.
And I think Cash always tries to do what he needs to, right? Like, he gets a lot of flack for whatever it is. But in the times when, the team is going for it and, he has a chance, he trades for it. He did it,
Yeah.
And I think he has the last couple of years. It just hasn't worked out. But he made the moves.
They made moves.
Just, the moves didn't work out this year.
Anthony Canton _3. What was the biggest preparation difference starting on 3 days rest in the postseason as opposed to 4? And did it change how you pitched those particular games?
Yeah, when I was, in 2009, in the postseason, we only had 3 starters. Myself, AJ Burnett, and Andy Pettit. So we were pitching on 3 days rest, which is extra shorter rest than normal. I had did that the year before in Milwaukee at the end of the season. And it was actually easy, especially when you get to that part of the season. I just didn't throw a bullpen. I wouldn't play catch. I would pitch, not play catch, throw a flat ground, throw a long toss, and then pitch again. And it actually, like, my arm felt so good. And I can see how those guys in the 50s and 60s did that and just kind of kept it going all summer. The only thing that was tough was it was like it mentally being my pitch day, every third day, which as opposed to having that extra day of rest and not coming to the park and having everything. Like, when you're a starting pitcher, you come to the ballpark and everything is on you. We can win or lose today depending on how I do today. You know what I'm saying? And that kind of wear and tear was what, mentally kind of wore me down. But I feel like, it was something I could have did throughout my career easily.
So you being a Cy Young winner, World Series winner, Hall of Famer, the Yamamoto, what am I trying to say? Not experience. Yamamoto's game 6, 7. For us, it looks as just fans, it looked crazy. For you as a pitcher, like, is it even crazier to see what he did on that short rest?
That was incredible. That's not even short rest. Like, that was like, to come back in game 7 after, the way he pitched in game 6 was insane. But even the game that they played 18 innings, he was going down to the bullpen that night. Like, his arm talent is insane. I've never seen anything like it. Even watching him play catch, he stands on the line and, like, he's normal tossing 450 feet the ball. Like, it's unbelievable how his arm works. And we got a chance to see that in real time in the World Series. And that's the reason why they won the World Series, is because he was able to come back and pitch back-to-back nights in such high leverage and high stress. That was incredible.
That was wild.
I don't think we'll ever see that again.
That was wild.
That was crazy.
They said, I don't know if it was true or not, but they were like, he didn't know he was going to for sure pitch until, like, I guess his trainer was like, nah, like, just kind of get up and warm up. Next thing you know, he's on the mound.
I saw a clip recently. I don't know if it was that particular game, but like, what's the guy? Is it Roberts? Dave Roberts, right? He was like, yeah, have him go warm up. He's like, someone was looking at him like, me? He's like, yeah. Go warm up.
Get out there.
Yeah. And then even for him to come back and pitch in WBC. Like, this short offseason, coming back, pitching in the World Series, Game 7, and he'll be back in March pitching in basically playoff games again, which is going to be the World Baseball Classic.
Where do you think this World Series ranked in terms of great World Series?
This is, for me, as, 35 years being a baseball fan, this is the best World Series I've ever seen.
What's number 2?
I already know it's you.
No, I want to hear what he says. A non-Yankees one. How about that? A non-Yankees one.
Yankees one. I'm going to have to go Dodgers in '88.
Okay.
Why? Who was you gonna say?
Well, what was
Philly?
it? No. Cubs, Cleveland.
Oh yeah, Cubs Cleveland 16 was good.
Yeah.
I would have loved Cleveland to win that. They've been. I mean, it's been a long.
It's been a long time. But listen, that Game 7,
that was insane.
that was wild.
Dex leading it off with a homer. The rain delay.
And then
Rajai Davis hitting a
that
homer
homer.
off Chappie.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
That was a good one too. That was a good one. I just think overall, like every game of this World Series was incredible. Just the base running, the throws, like it was so much excitement. It was crazy.
There were times that you were like, all right, damn, this team's gonna run away with it. And then like the other team came back, like, all right, no, they're gonna finish out winning. Like, and then flipped again. It was
It was a couple of times where I was like, no way Toronto could win this series, and like they would just come back and like it was that was crazy. That was so crazy. But that was probably the best I've ever seen.
You wanted this offseason kind of to what Ray Joyce, whatever he was saying, for the Yankees rotation. Do you want to see Cam develop more of an off-speed pitch?
I think he can. I mean, I think he will, at some point. I don't think it's like a
necessity.
No, I don't think it's like something that we need to be like freaked out about right now.
Yeah.
I think 2-3 years down the line, yes. But I think we can let him kind of develop as he goes along. And get better as he goes along. He's got that kind of stuff where he can develop in the big leagues. So no, I think, yes, he does need to develop another pitch.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's like urgent where he needs to develop another pitch this offseason.
This segment is brought to you by BodyArmor. Better starts here. So CC, do you have any New Year's resolutions for 2026? And are you doing anything differently to try and achieve your goals?
Man, my only New Year's resolutions for 2026 is to text everybody back. Well, I know that shit is not going to happen. Don't even start with me, Matt Siegel over there. But that was my New Year's resolution, and I already failed.
Well, Matt Siegel helped make this happen, so you must have responded once at least. If you figure out how to text everyone back, tell Josh. Tell Josh the tip.
Yeah, that ain't going to happen.
That ain't going to happen.
Nope.
Is there anything that you're doing differently to try and achieve your goals for 2026?
Yeah, I'm actually like consciously trying to like really look at my phone and make sure that I'm getting back to everybody. I'm notoriously horrible. I'll double book myself. Like I'll be like, there's probably somewhere I should be right now. Like I'm probably like I'm notorious for like double booking myself, not knowing my schedule, all this different shit. I put so much stuff on my wife, who is my agent and basically my manager, that I kind of want to do that myself now.
I actually have a question just on that note. How is that dynamic? Is it challenging to kind of maybe get home and be like, okay, now we're husband and wife, we're not agent and client, or vice versa?
No, I mean, like I said earlier about the kids playing, we're a baseball family. It's kind of like who we are. We would have those conversations even if she wasn't an agent.
Right.
We went to high school together. She's been there through all the draft, all my contracts, everything. And baseball is just so prevalent in our home that, why not make money? You know what I'm saying? While we're talking about it, while we're doing it, while it's our family business. So no, I mean, I think that's just part of our dynamic is husband, wife, agent, player. I mean, it's all kind of, meshed into one now, which is awesome and fun. And, it's awesome for me now to be retired and watch her kind of take off in her career, and I get to hang out and play golf.
Yeah. Are you guys going to make your high school sweethearts your agents?
I'd fire my wife. My wife.
The thing, it ain't no firing your wife, dog.
Hell no. She would have got fired after like the second day.
This next segment is brought to you by Tommy John Underwear with Game. What would you say was the best game of your career?
The best game of my career was Game 5, 2012 ALDS against Baltimore. It was the last game that I threw hard, my velocity. I was throwing, 95 plus. I had a bone chips in my elbow that we kind of discovered in July, and I hadn't been pitching with them all year, and it was really bad, leading up to that game. So I was battling a bunch of different stuff, bunch of different injuries, and was able to go out and pitch a complete game and get us to the ALCS. So that's the game that I always go back to me as a competitor, as a, wanting to win, wanting to try to will our team to win, and was able to get it done that night.
Are you Googling the game?
Yeah, I was trying to find it. You said 2012.
2012, Game 5 ALDS.
Oh, that's the ALCS. That's why.
We lost in the ALCS to the Tigers that year.
Tell us what you find.
Okay, you keep looking. I have a question anyway. Your favorite ballpark to play at? Not Yankee Stadium.
No, here we go.
Man, so I had two. One was Kansas City.
Really?
Waterfalls. It's like summertime barbecue. You can smell the barbecue. I'm fat, bro. So, it's like you can smell the barbecue. It's like baseball. You know what I'm saying? It's like baseball. And in Seattle had the dome, open air, but you're gonna play. It's always like just a good venue downtown. Right. So I always love pitching those two places.
121 pitches that game?
Yeah, I wasn't coming out of that game.
Yeah, good Lord.
Anything else, Josh? Any other?
I've seen one earned run, 4 hits.
4 hits. Yeah, that was a good game.
Speaking of Tommy John, and also speaking of your wife, we have some gifts for you guys. One for you and one for her.
Oh, nice.
From our sponsors. You want to pass these out? Josh just did a Tommy John commercial with his wife. I don't know if you saw it, but
wait, Josh, call my phone real quick. I want to show CC the picture. No. Just call my phone.
I'm not calling you, bro. I'm not calling you.
Odds are you calling me right now?
Okay. 1 in 25.
No, bro.
Come on, dog.
25?
1 in 25.
Ready? 3, 2, 1, 2.
4.
Anyway, I didn't have the picture. I just gotta go. I just don't know where it's at.
Good.
Said I got the picture. I just don't know where. Oh, wow.
Yo.
That's serious, bro. You might as well do the ESPN body issue.
I think Josh gifted you the one he was actually wearing, too.
That's crazy.
Game worn?
That's awesome. A little something for the woman behind so much greatness, yeah. That's a fact, by the way. But yeah, you should have did the body issue, bro. You know they tried to get me to do that a bunch?
Bro?
Yeah, like come on, bro.
Right. I be wondering like how the photo you just out there just meet out like
that's what Prince Fielder did. He was like, I drank a lot of tequila, but he was like, I was just out there, like
I'm good.
That's hilarious.
You're done with the picture and you're walking back and just
you just walking. That's the craziest part. Well, CC, we appreciate you pulling up to the show.
Yes,
Much
sir.
love.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, man.
To everyone else, the Roommate Show will be right back after this.
Ready to rewrite your sports drink routine? Choose BodyArmor. With electrolytes, coconut water, vitamins, antioxidants, no artificial dyes, flavors, or sweeteners. I love orange mango. It's my personal favorite. It's my go-to on game day, and it has that New York orange. Find BodyArmor sports drink at your local grocery store or on Amazon today. Your new routine will thank you. BodyArmor. Choose better. New year, new underwear.
Hell yeah. If you're doing a New Year's reset, start with your underwear. Tommy John's got you.
New year, new goals, new comfort. It's time to refresh your drawers.
New year, better choices. Start from the bottom up.
If you still haven't tried Tommy John, now's the time. Gifted bad underwear this holiday, replace them, return them, burn them, and get Tommy John.
Burn them?
Yeah, burn them. Maybe not. But anyway, why do you love your Tommy Johns, Josh?
How many times do I have to tell you? You already know. They have 4 times more stretch than other competitors.
You know what, Josh? I agree. They also are durable, breathable, lightweight, and they don't ride up. Tommy John makes underwear to support all your New Year's goals. Better performance, better comfort, and comfort is the new power move.
Your first purchase is covered by Tommy John's no-risk guarantee, so there's nothing to lose. Upgrade your basics with Tommy John and get 25% off your first order right now at TommyJohn.com/roomies with promo code roomies. Save 25% off TommyJohn.com/roomies.
All right, the season's getting real. Playoffs are going to be here before we know it, and DoorDash is basically the third member of this friendship. Sorry, Matt. Hit that DoorDash app and stay in your bag early because Josh definitely won't share his food.
That's crazy. Real crazy. But also, I gotta say it's true. Players got their bags, but fans got theirs too. And DoorDash keeps mine elite. Snacks dialed in, shout out to Mike and Ike's. Drinks ready, gear fresh enough that I look like I'm wearing it in a tunnel fit, even when I'm walking into Jalen's house.
Bro shows up like it's a runway and he's just here to watch film. Just kidding, Josh doesn't even watch film. Meanwhile, if my team drops a close one, DoorDash already knows I need dessert immediately. My group chat goes silent, Josh included, but DoorDash always pulls through.
That's because I'm busy rewatching the highlights at like 12:30.
You don't even watch highlights.
Well, you know how it goes. You're up late, you need chips, or like something random. DoorDash was literally built for those exact I'm starving but also exhausted moments.
DoorDash has me walking like the man. Snacks, cups, and even spare charger for Josh because he somehow lives his whole life on 1%.
I'm catching strays today, but hey, from tip-off to OT, stay in your bag and order on DoorDash. Snacks, drinks, gear, everything you need to survive the season.
DoorDash in your bag all season long.
All right, let's get into some fan questions for some fan connections, sponsored by AT&T. First up, we have Nabil from Canada.
Yo, my name's Nabil from Canada. This question's directed to Matt. So Matt, since you work with two amazing players, do you ever get free basketball lessons from them? Because I've seen your clips and it looks like you're a hooper. So I'm just wondering.
Do I ever get free? First of all, I think this is my first solo fan question, so I appreciate you, Nabil. No, I don't get lessons from them. In high school, I would give Josh lessons, and I think it really kind of paved the way for where he is now.
He also give you a place to stay.
Where that's
crazy to say.
No, it's
I slept in his basement.
Don't ever get any lessons. Don't really ever get tickets either, if we're being honest. But that's a whole other discussion. And yeah,
You did say, because we're going to Knicks Twitter basketball game. You did say you were going to play in it, right?
no.
You should play in it.
No.
You're part of Knicks Twitter.
That is true.
No, I'm gonna get hurt. I don't want that. I haven't played in so long.
Okay, well, guess what? You got 6, 7. Oh, damn. Never mind.
8, 9.
I got some weight to lose first. We'll see.
We'll see. So TBD on you playing.
Yeah.
Okay.
But,
You got 7 months.
Yeah.
yeah. I got to drop a few pounds. We'll see.
I think you can drop a few pounds in 7 months.
That's a good point.
If I can't,
Peptides.
we got some.
Peptides. It's a big thing now.
It is a big thing. Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, no lessons, no buying, and thank you to our friends at AT&T, where connecting changes everything.
Some of the best calls happen off the court, like a halftime check-in with your dad to break down the first half.
Okay, Jalen and Rick, we see you. Moments like that matter.
And that's exactly what the AT&T guarantee is all about.
AT&T has connectivity you can depend on, or to credit you for a full day of service. No calls, no stress, no scrambling. Just solid coverage from a network that has your back. And you know who else has your back? I do, Cap.
That was the nicest thing you've ever said to me. I swear I didn't pay him to say that.
I got you, Cap. We locked in and connected for life. You know when else I got your back? When I dish out a rebound for you to shoot that 3.
Just doing your job, but I appreciate it.
Staying connected matters. That's why in the rare event of a network outage, AT&T will credit you a full day of service. That's the AT&T guarantee.
Visit att.com/guarantee to learn more.
AT&T, connecting changes everything.
Credit for fiber downtime lasting 20 minutes or more, or for wireless downtime lasting 60 minutes or more caused by a single incident impacting 10 or more towers must be connected to an impacted tower.
Appreciate you guys tuning in, man. Much love. Make sure you guys tune in every Thursday to wherever you guys get your podcasts, YouTube, Spotify, Apple, whatever. Appreciate it.
This has been a Playmaker production.